Mistakes that make you look emotionally weak. Part 1. Most people don't to realize this, but the way you carry yourself in subtle everyday situations tells the world how emotionally resilient you truly are. Today, we begin a series that breaks down 6 mistakes that silently chip away at your emotional strength, starting with the first 2. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Person in a meeting, nervously rambling, another person simply responding with clarity and calm. Mistake number 1. Over-explaining yourself. Emotionally strong people speak with clarity and trust their words. They don't flood silence with justification or cave to the pressure of being perfectly understood. The urge to over-explain often comes from insecurity, a fear that others will misinterpret us, judge us, or not validate our point of view. But here comes the truth. When you try too hard to be understood, you lose authority. You appear unsure. And in a world that listens with half an ear, confidence is clarity, not excess. Confidence is saying less, not more. Someone avoiding a confrontation contrasted with a composed individual addressing conflict calmly. Mistake number 2. Avoiding discomfort. Let's be clear. Emotional strength isn't about being emotionless. It's about being present, even in uncomfortable situations. Whether it's a difficult conversation, a boundary you need to set, or a truth you're afraid to speak, avoiding it may feel safe in the short term, but long term, it chips away at your confidence and your credibility. Emotionally weak behavior seeks escape. Strength, on the other hand, leans in with calm, not chaos. Lean into discomfort. Growth lives there. So far, we have covered 2 of the 6 habits that quietly project emotional weakness, over-explaining and avoiding discomfort. Which one do you recognize in yourself or others? Comment below. Which of these 2 mistakes have you noticed in yourself lately? Sneak peek visuals of next topics. People-pleasing, emotional reactivity. In part 2, we'll dive into 2 more habits that drain your presence and power, often without you realizing it. If you're serious about building inner strength and emotional resilience, this is a series you won't want to miss. Part 2. Coming soon. Subscribe plus turn on notifications. graphics with channel logo, subscribe button, and part 2 teaser thumbnail. This is your channel name. Evolving mindsets, one insight at a time. Emotional strength isn't about pretending nothing hurts. It's about the ability to regulate what does. But many of us unintentionally display signs of emotional weakness in our daily interactions, and we don't even realize it. In this 26th part of our series, we uncover more subtle mistakes, quiet habits, social missteps, and inner patterns that can damage how others perceive your emotional resilience. So if you're ready to take your self-awareness to the next level, stay with me. The subtle signals of emotional fragility. Let's start with what I call microsignals, These are nonverbal cues and minor behaviors that quietly broadcast emotional instability, avoiding eye contact during conflict. It's not just about shyness, it signals fear, avoidance, or internal chaos. Nervous laughter when you're uncomfortable. It confuses the listener and makes your emotional stance unclear. Over-explaining or over-apologizing. It implies guilt, even when none is required, and weakens your authority. These behaviors might seem harmless, but they tell a deeper story, to others and to yourself. Cognitive mistakes that weaken perception. Emotionally weak individuals often fall into unhelpful cognitive patterns, interpreting neutrality as rejection. A coworker's silence, a friend's short reply. It's not always personal, but emotional fragility interprets it that way. External validation addiction. Needing others to constantly reassure your worth is like building a house on sand. catastrophizing minor issues. A small inconvenience becomes a personal crisis. Over time, this erodes emotional stamina, perception shapes reaction, and repeated reactions build reputation. Behavioral habits that drain emotional authority. Emotionally strong people project consistency, but those seen as emotionally weak often display erratic patterns. Passive-aggressive behavior, saying ow, ow, tm, fine, ow, tm, when you're not, is now, tm, t, strength, ow, it, ow, tm, is emotional evasion, relying on emotional dumping instead of emotional processing. Venting has a place, but constant unloading without reflection can push people away, letting mood dictate presence. If people can predict your energy based on your mood, you're no longer leading it. You're reacting to it. Consistency is quiet power. Master it, and your presence becomes undeniable. Reflection, retention, and call to action. Here's the truth. Emotional strength isn't loud. It doesn't need to announce itself. It's shown through restraint, discernment, and the ability to hold your center, no matter what happens around you. This is part 26 of a series dedicated to helping you evolve, psychologically, socially, and emotionally. If you found this valuable, make sure to watch the previous parts, subscribe for more, and share it with someone on the same path. Because in a world full of noise, real power is internal. Emotional strength isn't about being loud, it's not about dominance, and it certainly isn't about pretending to feel nothing. It's about poise, presence, and restraint. In this third part of our series, we reveal mistake number 5, one that even the most intelligent people make, without ever realizing how it undercuts their power. Reacting instead of responding. A person suddenly snapping at a colleague versus another person calmly processing criticism before replying. Mistake number 5, reacting instead of responding. Here's the truth. Emotionally weak people react instantly, without pause, without reflection. They let a sharp comment ruin their entire day. A moment of stress triggers a full emotional spiral. They confuse urgency with importance and vent when they should reflect. A text message argument, a stressed person typing fast. Switch to another person taking a breath before answering. But emotionally strong individuals? They respond, they pause, they evaluate the emotion before expressing it. Because they know that reactivity is a form of surrender. When you react without thinking, you give away your emotional sovereignty to the outside world. Think of it this way. If anyone can press your buttons, then they control your behavior, not you. Our responding is power. Reacting is permission. Brain scan animations, nervous system graphics, breathing visuals. Neurologically speaking, a reactive mind is a stressed mind. It's hijacked by the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, which thrives on fight, flight, or freeze. But a responsive mind engages the prefrontal cortex, the part that controls logic, judgment, and long-term thinking. That's where true strength resides. Your pause is your power. Try this. The next time you feel triggered, don't